quick overview of a build that I just had finally get completed by a friend of mine here in Utah, based out of Provo, Utah actually. The company is Freedom Fighter Innovations. I was one of the first to have their custom stippling done, which is kind of this basket weave. We'll show clear. Anyway, this custom basket weave, I hadn't really seen it done by other people, so this is one of the first ones they had ever done for an outside client. I said, go ahead, give it a shot. I love it. It's got just the right amount of grip to it. Not too much that tears your hand apart with a lot of shooting throughout the day, but nice and grippy. You've got these nice little ramps to rest your thumb on, help mitigate your recoil a little bit more. I've got a ZevTech fulcrum trigger. This was done before any of the other mods. Really, that was the only mod I did before I went with Freedom Fighter. You can see their logo there. Next mod I did was I sent my slide out to them for an RMR cut. Some of these windows cut through the top and the sides, and then front and, well, they modified the rear serration. It's kind of hard to tell, but they are angled back instead of just flat like on factory. Give you a little more grip, but now with the RMR installed, I find myself, just using the front serrations. It's a lot easier for me, at least. I have a Salient Arms International barrel, but that is being pried out of my hands by someone, so it won't be in this gun for much longer. I'm probably going to pick up a ZevTech dimpled threaded barrel tomorrow for my good friends at Ready Gunner. But so far, I love the build. I haven't had a chance to shoot it yet. Just kind of want to give you guys a quick little overview of what I had done, what I've done to it. I'm also going to try a new holster. Holsters seem to be something I have a lot of, trying different versions, and then the second you get a different weapon light. This is the Enforce APL-C. So the compact. This is a, if you don't know already, Glock 19. It's dead flush with the front of the barrel, or front of the frame. It's got these nice little, almost grip tape type texture right here, and it's kind of intelligent as far as a click on and a release turns it on, but a click and hold, and anytime you release on a click and hold, it turns the light off. So click, or you hold for just a little bit, and then it will release as soon as you let go of the button. So I find that kind of interesting. It's nice and compact. This is a holster from Tuck Tight to accommodate that light. Also, dog hair everywhere. Spare mag. But anyway, yeah. I'm excited to see how I sent my RMR in for. I don't know. It was kind of getting a little glitchy on me. So this is the RMO6. I've heard they are the most glitchy of them all. I haven't had a chance to fire this with this RMR after warranty work has been done, so hopefully I don't have any more issues with it. But I can, if you're not familiar with these, I can go up or down on the brightness, or pinch and hold, and it will auto adjust depending on the light. This is a classy Raptor backplate, and that's just for looks. It's a Mokutai or Timascus, titanium Damascus, if none of those terms are familiar to you. So titanium Damascus backplate, American flag. But yeah, I've actually run this quite a few rounds, maybe 100 rounds suppressed with this system. I'll show you with a Silencer Co. hybrid. And I've gotten a lot of crap from people saying it's a big can, which it is, it's a big can. But when you're waiting a year for a suppressor, you kind of don't want to just, it's hard for me to go out and just buy a bunch of them and then sit around and wait for a year. It took a year to get this. But, incredibly quiet can. It is a large can, but it's not like you're holstering this weapon with a suppressor. It's kind of hard to do. So it's mostly for, you know, out target shooting, enjoying not having to have any ears on. It's incredibly quiet on this gun. I wouldn't mind an Omega 45K. That would probably put this can roughly about here. So it'd probably take about 3 inches off this can. But the hybrid is super versatile, so that's why I ended up getting it. So it is a large can, but it is what I ended up getting because it's incredibly versatile, does a lot of calibers, does them well too. It's very quiet. I don't need ears at all with this. Maybe I've shot some defensive rounds, so plus P rounds, and they are a little bit loud. But any other round I've shot through this is incredibly quiet. But yeah, that is currently how this little rig runs. When I get home, I just take the suppressor off. Or sorry, when I get home, I put the suppressor on. I'd hate to have to use a firearm in a home in, you know, the worst case scenario, and if you fire a gun in a home, you're probably not going to be able to hear it for a while. So whenever I come home, whatever gun I have on me that day, if it's a pistol and it doesn't have a threaded barrel, I have a suppressed AR next to my nightstand. But if my pistol will accept a suppressor, I always run it, and I always make sure I have a weapon light on any gun that's going to be the nightstand gun. But anyway, kind of got off subject. Freedom Fighter Innovations, go follow them on Instagram. They're out of Provo, Utah, and they're doing some pretty wicked builds. This is a new finish for them. It's not their typical, but I love it. It keeps everything nice and crisp as far as, like, you can kind of lose some crispness, that's a word, in Cerakoting. It kind of takes away the sharp edges, which I like. I like the sharp edges. It makes it look really clean and nice. So this was kind of a demo finish that they were doing, but I really love how it turned out. So yeah, we'll give them a follow. I think they're taking orders. But yeah, I'm excited to put lots and lots of rounds through this gun, and stay tuned for a, I don't know, maybe 500 rounds or 1,000 rounds review. Thanks, guys.